Good morning. Good morning. So happy to see you here today. It is Friday and I am in the pole studio tuning in for the intensive today. Stoked about it. Really stoked about going over number 2, forward angle. And it is a really simple pose, and there's some variations that make it really exciting. So we'll go deeper into that. It has been an amazing week here. Let me know, drop a comment so I can see who's here. I have my phone turned, I can't see who's here. It just shows someone's here. So drop a comment, let me know you're here. Good morning. So happy to see you. So I'm gonna start with a reading. I was in these intensives, I like to share other people's wisdom. So I want to start this morning with this reading. There is a good, and this is from Gregg Braden, Walking Between the Worlds, The Science of Compassion. And I was reading this week, and it really ties in with forward angle. So he says this, and it's really deep, and it's not, Gregg Braden's not religious, he's a quantum physicist. So it's a really deep quote, and it really, I've journaled on it and done some contemplation on it myself. So I want to offer it to you this morning. There's a good chance that the way you have perceived your mother and father in your life has mirrored to you your belief of how you feel your Creator views you. So I'll say it again. There is a good chance that the way you have perceived your mother and father in your life has mirrored to you your belief of how you feel your Creator views you. And that is just really deep to me. And there was this other part where he said, through their lives, your father and mother have loved you so much that they have lived precise indicators of those things you believe to be true within yourself. Because they are your parents holding your mirrors, another person may not see your parents in the same light. They cannot, because your parents do not mirror the depth of the patterns to anyone other than you. For example, the abandonment that you perceive in your father who is never home or there for you may be viewed by your father's peer as dedication to a corporation and career. Neither is right or wrong. The abandon is your issue, triggered by your father's actions. So I think that's really important as we move forward to have this question and continual conversation in our minds with our own great Creator, Spirit, however you connect, and how do you feel the divine feels about you. So that's something deep to really think about. I know I haven't, my relationship with my earth parents has seemed tumultuous in the past, and now it's very calm and stable, and I'm grateful for that. And a lot of that has been, all of it has been my own work that I have done inside, and the pole has really helped me do that, to do this work and forgiveness work and my own shadow work and my own projection. So I offer that for you to do the journaling work, and that's the exercise today. That's our mission, is to journal about our relationship with our earth parents, whatever that looks like for you. Journal about it, and journal, bring up any places of anger or resentment. And I would ask today, are you willing to forgive and move through that? And to move through that forgiveness process through journaling is really powerful. So I invite you today to do that, because it is with honor that we have for our mother and father, no matter what their actions or decisions have looked like. They are the ones that brought us here onto this earth. So doing that gratitude work, I feel, is just really important. It really ties into with forward angle. So and then this morning, I pulled a card for our group for Elevated Existence. And this is from Christine Northrup, Women's Body, Women's Wisdom. Fertility and creativity. Whether you are male or female, you were born both creative and fertile. Although we often think of fertility only in biological terms, our fertility is only a measure of our willingness to plant and tend seeds of growth and potential both within and outside of ourselves. The creative process is the same whether one is pregnant with a child or pregnant with an idea. And we go through labor, birth, and a postpartum period regardless of what we create. Our thoughts and beliefs determine how and what we will create and whether it will be positive or negative. Your health depends upon your ability to channel your creativity in positive and fulfilling ways that uplift you and others. If you find yourself choosing cards from the fertility creativity area frequently, then you'll know that this is an area of your life that needs more fertilizer and mastery, or one that is the issue that's most active for you at the moment. The precise step that requires your attention will depend upon which of the following cards you come up. Okay, and we got perfection versus imperfection. Oh, that's a big one. Okay, and I'll show you the card. Okay. Perfection is a fleeting illusion. It exists only for a moment in time. Requiring perfection can become an addiction that keeps you from creating more fully and abundantly. Fix the flaws you can fix, then relax. Release your perfectionism. The process of life is always changing. Demanding perfection holds the universe in a straitjacket. Image note, the angelic beings hovering above this woman's head represent ideal creations, while her friends and earthly surrounding ground her into the world as it is, perfectly imperfect. It's great. So I love that. You are free to be perfectly imperfect. Also, I just want to check, drop me a comment if you're here for the replay, and let me know if you received the email. You should have gotten it this morning about how you can win a free poll. And I know there's a few of you that still don't have your poll. Nancy, you don't have your poll yet. So this is a really, really great opportunity. We're going to have a party New Year's Eve day in the Polistic Plus group. And there's lots of different ways to gain entries, and we'll do a live drawing. So in that email, you should have received a copy, a digital download of the Pole Yoga guide. And there's also a link for you to purchase the guide if you would like to have the guide handy there for you. The guide is really great, the second version, because it has the journal in the back that you can use. And so that's really great, along with all of the other content in the book as well. So the book is great, and anything that you order on Polistic Plus between now and December 31st is going to gain you one entry. So if you order the book and the poster and your membership this month, that got you an entry in. So that's awesome because you already have an entry in. So we'll have your name in as many times as you can earn an entry in. So we'll be having a quiz on New Year's Eve day, and show up, and whoever wins that quiz will also get an entry in. And then we will pull from the bucket, and that lucky person will win a pole. And I'm buying the base model stainless steel 45 millimeter pole without the extension. If you want the extension, you will have to upgrade the extension or the bag or the accessories, but you'll get the base model pole, and then you'll get 30 days free into this group. So so if you do win, then your membership for January will be paid by Polistic Plus. So I'm just so excited to offer this opportunity and to just share this group and to share the wisdom of the pole. And there's also ways for you to earn entries by inviting people to the group. So you can, not to Elevated Existence, but to Polistic Plus. Elevated Existence is the paid group that you've paid to be in. Polistic Plus is the open group. And my goal for that, right now we're at 370 members. So my goal is to be at 1,000 members for that. So if you would invite 10 people, 10 ladies that you feel would benefit from Polistic Plus, invite them to the group, and then that will also get you an entry into the bucket at the end. So really exciting things happening. So, and you must be present to win that day too. So it'll be a party, and hopefully that we'll have the internet situation worked out and we'll be able to go Zoom and do it all live as well. So getting all that out of the way. Now we are coming into the training part here. Forward angle pose. Number 2. Forward angle pose. And before we start here, I want to remind you in the guide, there's this mental checklist, and it kind of tells you how to check in with your body as you're going through all of the poses, beginning at the feet, moving up the legs to your butt, your pelvis, moving up the spinal column, focus on the heart, center, and shoulders. Elongate the neck, rest the face, and then go into the mind. So be sure to check that mental checklist out, and every time you move from pose to pose, be reassessing your body in the structure. So we did home pose last week, and now we are to number 2, forward angle. So this is a gentle pose to warm the body up and to help the spine find alignment. Use this pose to raise your energy if you only have a moment. And then it goes to the step-by-steps. And then the variations, which we are going to go through in a moment. And then I wanted to read to you and remind you of the pole theory that's also in the guide. What you do to one side, do to the other. When you go up, go down, gently pull around, balance, breathe, hold the pose for at least 12 counts, practice for a balanced body. And in those 12 counts, I really like to do the 3 deep breaths. Good morning. Let me know you're here. Drop me a comment. I can't see you're here. I just see an emoji, so I want to know who's here. And if you're here for the replay, do #replay so that I know that you were here. And do remember to practice pulling on an empty stomach, so don't eat for at least an hour before. I'd like to remind you of that. Okay, forward angle pose. Hey, Nancy, good morning. Sister, good morning. Okay, so the color, we did a reading from Greg Braden's book this morning. So after this is over, go catch the replay because I think you'll like it. And it also has our homework in there as well, or your mission to elevate your existence. Okay, so the color is yellow and the quadrant is west. And I want to talk to you about this quadrant thing. Good. Yes. Yeah. Just jump back on and get the replay when you can. I love you. So good seeing you. So I want to talk about the quadrants, and you can choose, so north, south, east, and west. There's 4 quadrants in our body: north, south, west, east in our bodies. And then around the pole, same thing: north, south, east, and west. And each one of these poses represents one side. And it's going to be much easier for you to comprehend this with the pole cards. And as we practice now, we haven't integrated this system in. So this is a new element that we're unlocking. In that pole theory, gently pull around. And when you have the cards, you'll be able to lay them out in the quadrants on the ground. So it's going to be really easy for you to remember which quadrant they go into. Okay, so it's the west quadrant, and you choose north on your pole. If you want to actually align it to north, south, east, and west, you choose where you intuitively feel is best to align north for you in your room. The chakra that it works is the spleen chakra. And you can tap into energy in and around the body here. So we're going to be focusing on the spleen chakra, and that's right above the root chakra and below the solar plexus. So the solar plexus is the belly button, and the root chakra is almost below the body there at the very bottom, at the very base. So this is right in between, right in that womb, this sexual energy. In this statement, every aspect of my being is created by the divine. There is no spot in or around me that is not in perfect alignment with my true beingness. And I love that because the card that we pulled was perfectly imperfect. But here we're reminded again that we are perfect. So we don't have to strive, and we don't have to over strive and worry and try to hit some mark. That just us being created, we are perfect in our creation. And the focus points for this one is the wrist. And again, so many of these poses are strengthening our wrist for going inverted, because it's really important. We think about our feet and our legs and our trunk being strong to support us in home pose and in standing poses. But in the inverted poses, it's just as important to think about our wrists and our hands and our forearms being the stability for our poses. So in a lot of these upward poses, what we're doing is really training these muscles. That's why it's really important to hold the pole properly, because it's getting those muscles ready for you to go upside down. Because some people, even in this group, still can't go inverted. So these poses that we're doing, we're getting you ready. We're getting you ready for that inverted pose. So we've got the wrist, the shoulders, and the chin. This one's a little different because most of the time our chin is either parallel with the ground, or if we're laying down on our back, it's parallel with the pole. So this one it's kind of at an angle. So it's really important in this one to be focused of that spine alignment. And then where that chin is at, not bringing it too far down, not looking up, but just keeping it straight with the neck. The hands should be tightly holding the pole as you gently lean back. The shoulders are straight and the chin is gently pulled out of the chest, and the elbows are gently bent. And that's really important with this one, that your elbows are gently bent, because you're going to find it much different when you're bending these elbows in these poses rather than if you're overextending the elbow. Nancy, I know you did weights, and when you're lifting weight, if you go all the way up, a good trainer will have you do that small amount of resistance right there where you're focusing on, where you're isolating one muscle. So in these poses, like forward angle, when we're holding on and we're gently gently bending the elbow, then we're isolating that bicep. So even in this forward angle, which is such a gentle pose, we are actually isolating so many different muscle areas in our body. So the benefits of this is peace and serenity, to release tension, and this promotes energy awareness in and around your body. Okay, do y'all have any questions about forward angle? Let me know. I'm gonna turn the camera around. I was having some issues a little bit ago with my tripod, so I hope it's gonna be okay when I turn. There. There we go. Try not to do it too fast. Okay. How's that? Good. I think that's good. Is that coming in okay, Nancy? Let me know. Grab a drink. It's a little rainy here in the Ozarks today. How's the weather where you're at? You're coming into the holidays. We'll meet next Friday And then the next Friday is actually Christmas Day. So I don't think we'll be meeting that day for our intensive. Let me know what y'all think about that. We can change the day for the holiday. I'd rather not skip a week. So let me know what day that week works best for you all to meet up. Okay, so just going to come to the pole for a moment in home pose. Take a breath. Good. So we're going to come into forward angle. Take my socks off so you can definitely see here. Okay, so our feet, our toes are going to be right to the center of the pole, and our tippy toes are touching the pole. And then you're going to hold between the root chakra and the sacral chakra. And remember, when we're holding, our thumb is around the pole and we are grasping. And our thumb is around the pole and we are grasping. And then we're going to sit back into it and we're going to gently bend those elbows. So we're just sitting back into it, just gently bending the elbows. And I'm trying to see where's the best side for y'all to see me on this one. So when I do my pole, I think of north is here. So my west is here. So that would be forward angle, but it's kind of hard for you to see me like that. So that's why I'm showing you on this side. But I keep my chin up. It's not parallel to the ground. It's not too far back. And this is one where it's really important to take notice of the neck, not falling too far back, and also the shoulders. Remember in that mental checklist when it talked about the shoulders, we're not crouching in and we're not too far back. We're right in a line. So that angle, so if I had a measuring yardstick, it would be from my heel to the top of my head, to the back of my head here would be in a line. And I'm holding down here, and I want to show you so you can see my muscle here and the difference. Okay, so when I'm falling back, I'm not overextending the elbows. See that? I'm gently holding the pole, and my hands are squeezing the pole. I'm in line, my shoulders are in line, I'm looking at the pole, I'm angled, and I'm holding. Good. Remember to hold for 12 counts. And if you like, hold twice for 12 counts. And when I hold it twice, if I have one hand on top, the second time I'll switch. And it's amazing, even just what switching, this little movement does in the brain. Remember, every time we move, we are triggering the brain. Breathing for that 12 counts. Good, so there's the proper form of forward angle. So I'm going to go into the variations. With variation 1 here, we're going to just gently scoot the left foot about 1/4 of an inch right to the center of the pole so that your foot is right in the center, and we're going to bring the right foot up gently, pointing the toe. And it's not a high point. You can for a higher stretch, but really angle is a gentle stretch here. So we're keeping it at an angle. If you notice when you come up, it's exerting a lot more force onto the abdomen. So I like keeping it just straight here. Breathing, again, watching that chin, but holding the chest straight. Good, and then switch. Coming back. And the pelvis is also in line. You're square here. The hips are in line. So you're not out, you're in line here as you're holding the pole. Good. Now another one, it's that same exact pose that we just did, but instead of being flat foot, you're going to come up on your tippy toes and then bring that foot out. And remember, see, I just did it. I slid my hands over each other. That is not how we hold the pole. And sometimes, especially in this one, because it feels like you might fall back, you might want to grab on. But remember, we're not grabbing, we're holding. So just remember, hands are on top of each other, pointing that toe on the tippy toe, keeping the chin open. Breathing for those 3 counts. Good, and then switch. Good. So that's always a variation for forward angle, is that you can be flat foot or you can be tippy toes, no matter what your hands are doing. Now, we're going to add the arms in with it. So we're going to come up on our tippy toes. We're going to bring that right foot out, and we're going to add that left arm in. So it's like we're crisscrossing here. One is up, one is down. Good. Switch. Again, we're holding that elbow slightly bent, and we're coming back. Good. Okay, another one. Again, you can be flat foot or on your tippy toes. We're holding here, forward angle, and we're going to combine it with T-pose. And so we're going to look back at that hand. So instead of T-pose, how we're holding here at the shoulder, we're holding here. And we're strengthening the bicep and the wrist in a totally different way just by holding the pole machine here rather than here for T-pose. Good. Switching, doing those 3 deep breaths. And again, you can do this one on flat foot or on your tippy toes. Just be sure to hold that elbow just barely bent. Good. Same thing. Hands straight up. Breathing. Good. Switch. Chin is open. Palm is facing the ear. And the bicep is in line with the ear. When the hands are up, the biceps and the ears are always in line. Good. Bending that elbow. And it's really important as you're moving through the poses to go through that mental checklist, because even just getting the foot here, just a little bit sideways, you're going to get unbalanced. And sometimes if we're just gingerly walking into the pose and not really thinking about it, then the body's not going to know. So we're training the body by taking our time, going through that mental checklist, and then starting your 12 counts. So checking the feet. My feet are straight. They're parallel. The legs, they're parallel. The knees are parallel. The hips are square to the pole, facing the pole. The hands are stacked. The elbows are bent. The chest is open. The chin is up. And open really wouldn't even be the best word for the chest. It's straight. It's straight. So it's not like that. And we're not in it. So the chest is straight. The chin is up. Our breathing is connected. Our spine is in a line. We're holding the pole tightly. So even in this base form, we are so engaged with our body. Taking those 3 deep breaths. And if you're feeling like you want to go deeper into each pose, say you only want to do 10 poses for your session, hold it for 12 breaths and do the 10 poses. And 3 breaths might not sound like a lot, but it really sets the flow nicely. And you'll notice going up when you add breaths, it really truly does add a deeper element. And in the Metamorphosis course, we do that. We have sessions in there. And that's another thing that I wanted to tell you all in this group, in this Elevated Existence group. Part of your membership is that course has just been unlocked for you. So you can start that course, and I'm just thrilled about this. In 2020, the way that Holistic Plus has been ran and the programs that we've offered have been taking life. And so now we'll have the membership program, which you're a part of, and then I'm launching the new mentorship program. But the course is now included with the membership. So now our members that join have access to the course, over 100 videos in the vault. That is growing. This video here is going to be a part of it. So it's just really exciting, the content that you have available. So use that course, go through it day by day by day, and it's going to help you establish your flow, because that's what I want for you. I want for these poses to be fully integrated into your body for everyone, so that when I say the name, you go right to it and you're fully engaged in your power in that pose. So let me know, do you have any other questions? I'm going to walk around and see. Yay, so let me know if you have any questions. I love forward angle. It's also, you can use it as a resting pose. So remember also when you're crafting your own flow that our heart rate goes like this. So say we're in chair pose and we're pumping, forward angle is a great one to come into, because you're countering the muscles that you were just using, and you're giving yourself space to bring that heart rate down, because this is not a sprint. This is a gentle flow. So it's important to keep that heart rate like this, and to train that body for that stamina as well. So let me know what you love most about forward angle. What I love most about it is that it centers me in my perfection. It centers me easily. It grounds me easily. I don't have to struggle to be here. It supports me. So I love forward angle. Next week, we will go into number 3, center pose. And next week on Wednesday as well, the polar that has agreed to come for the live session, it's a gentleman, and he has had a lot of injury through a car wreck and other things. So he is in very, very poor shape when it comes to how he's walking, how he's getting around. And so I'm going to move through this practice with him next week. So this will be great for Miss Sunny. I know that she's just starting out, because your ability is way, way more than his. So this session next week is going to be excellent for those that are just getting started. And how you can use these sessions is just do them over and over and over till you feel worn out on it, or till you feel like you've mastered that session, and then move along. And that's how I see the vault being used by you, as you have these sessions to grow and to flow with you as you're learning how to integrate this practice into your life. So meet me next Wednesday, and I am so excited for all of the growth and all of the opportunities for all of us. We're getting the technical stuff figured out here at Holistic Plus. This month, the internet, literally our cables have been down. AT&T, we live out in the country, so lack of internet has kind of slowed us down, but it's not going to stop us in any way. And if you have any questions about the affiliate program, because you do have that feature available, and I'm just learning it, so thank you for being patient, as well as the subscription part, learning all the back end part of the website stuff, which is a huge, huge task. And Mark and I are doing all of that for us, for Holistic Plus, for you. It's going to make it super easy for you to share your practice and for you to share your love of pole yoga with the world as you're going through this transformation. And the more you put into Polistic Plus, the more time you show up to the pole, that's what you're going to get out of this. So I know it can be difficult sometimes to get to the pole. Us moms are busy. I've now moved my other pole into my bedroom because my son and his girlfriend are staying upstairs in my she shed here, where I've had my sanctuary. It's now been invaded. So it changed my practice. Just like last year when I moved to a school bus, I didn't stop my practice. My practice continues no matter what my life looks like. I find a spot for my practice, and I know the most important thing in my life, in my beingness, and everything I have going on is this practice. Because moving into my body is the most important thing of my day, is simply to move my body. And so you have all of these sessions available. So you never have to think, how should I do it? Because now you've been gifted all of the knowledge and all of the wisdom, and it's right there at your fingertips, and you have your pole. So the only thing that is left to be accountable is you making the time to show up to do it. And that's going to be evident in your results. You're going to have amazing results if you show up in the vault, and you show up and you do the classes and you do the sessions and you take the time to move your body with this pole. The results are phenomenal. Even this week, oh, I'm so excited. My husband, we've been together 11 years, and from the very beginning, he liked the pole, and he'll stretch with me, but he hasn't made it a practice. He hasn't integrated it. So if I ask him to come do a session, he will. If he's hurt, he'll grab the pole to stretch out. That he's asking me, like, hey, can I be in your program? He's about to be 40, and he eats a lot of sugar, and he's noticing that he's gaining some weight that he's not happy with. So now my husband has come to me and said, hey, I want to be in your program and start integrating pole into my life. So that is so exciting for me, because I share this practice because I love you and because I love the people around me. And I've lost people in my life to cancer and other preventative diseases. And I'm just truly passionate every day to wake up to share a preventative health measure, a reparative health measure, a rejuvenation, a solution. I'm so excited to have this solution for all of us so that we can align in our power and move forward on this planet from a space of love and compassion and having our needs met. Because how you do one thing, you do another. That's what my mentor says. How you do one thing, you do another. How you're showing up to the pole is also probably how you're showing up to your business or how you're showing up to your relationships. You know, because if you can't show up fully for yourself, you can't be present for those other things as well. And it truly starts within us. No matter what the relationship has looked like within the past, we can transform that. And that's what's happening when we pole. So I'm so honored every day to share this practice. I'm so grateful to have the pole, and I'm so grateful for the members here, Nancy and Moretta and Tyler and Sunny. I am so just blown away in gratitude. Wendy, for the people that are showing up to say yes to their self, and Stephanie, who's having results, who's actually using the pole and then saying, hey, I need some more help, and then getting into the membership and then having better results. So it's working. So there's just no doubt in my mind from where I was at the beginning of 2020 with Polistic Plus, where Polistic Plus was, to where it's going to be in 2030, when there's 1,000 videos in the vault. And when we have all fully stepped in our power and we have connected this grid across our planet, it's just this amazing thing, and I have so much energy to make it happen. And the more people that join, the more that I'm just fueled energetically to have all of these visions that Spirit laid into my brain a decade ago. Watching them be manifest is just incredible, and the healing that's happening is real. So when you're showing up to the pole, you're showing up to heal the collective. And the collective needs healing right now. It's calling for us to stand up in our power. It's calling for us to stand up in our healing. So it's such a big thing that we're doing here when you show up. You are not alone. You always have that connection with the pole. You are always connected. And that's what I love about the pole, is the ability to connect and to hold something and to touch something. Because that touch is really important for our human body. And that's another reason I like the pole rather than just doing yoga. Because in regular yoga, I'm not connected and I'm not touching and I'm not grounding anything. In the pole, I have my connection. I have my staff. I have my rod. I have my tool. I have my machine. I have my power. I have my center. I have my balance. I have my stability. I have it all when I have this machine in my hand and I commit to moving my body around it. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Monday's masterclass and the session. I'm so grateful to be meeting you here, and I hope that you are getting as much out of your practice as you can. And if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'm excited to share more about the mentorship program as well that's coming. All right, I'll see you at the pole next week. Namaste.